All right, so all those was about Angular binding, Angular binding, and the types of binding. So what I want us to emphasize on is one-way binding. Let's look at other ways of performing one-way binding. So let's take one type of one-way binding, which is property binding. Let's take that one first, right? So opening your app component.ts. Actually, I need to make this big so that you guys can see. Okay, pretty simple. All right, so open your app component.ts and let's put some property here. Right, so let's say data, right? Let's say data, and let's assign a value of any to it. Let's assign a value of any to it, and then let's say okay. All right, I'll say my name justice. So okay, so if I'm actually going to make it justice, then let me type your name here. All right, good. So what we want to do here, property binding. So property binding is nothing but a way of what assigning values from the properties to what the DOM element, right? How you understand it in a minute. Just don't worry. Okay, so we have gotten a paragraph tag here, right? So what one way we can use property binding, if you want to bind this name right here, the value of this, which is this name right here, into this property, the element, the paragraph tag here. One way we can do is to use string interpolation, right? I've talked of this before, but this is not a main video for you. So if you want to know more about string interpolation, go back and then watch my other video. But that is nothing. So just type double curly braces and open, and then double closing curly bracket, right? Then type the name here. If you are worried where the name come from, is the name right here, which has the value of what justice. So here what you are here doing right now here is you see the value of this property is what justice, right? So what we are doing is we are binding this property right here into this each paragraph element here. So whatever the value of this element property right here is will be displayed inside this HM paragraph tag. All right, let's save it, run it in the browser, and let's see what the setup to come. All right, there we go. So you can see we have gotten what justice, which is the value assigned to the name property. So what makes this one-way binding is you can see data is only flowing from what the component into what the DOM element, the DOM element right here. What I said I'm talking about here is this. You can see component, the data here, which is justice here, is flowing into what into the DOM element here, the paragraph element here, and whatever changes you do to this DOM element, it will not what be affected here. It will not be what affected to what this property right here. All right, if you want to see this in a reaction, let's do it. Oh shit, if you want to see this in a reaction, let's do this. Let's do the name. The name is the name is so you should get the name is justice, right? The name is justice. So what should have happened is, if this was a two-way binder, what should have happened then was the name is should have what should have been the value which should be what assigned to this name right here. But here you can see the only thing that is changing here is what the justice here, right? The justice here, and any changes that is happening inside this DOM element is not having any effect on this name property. So that's what is known as property binding. It's really easy. And the other way you can do property binding is is to use a, what do you call it, square bracket, is to use square bracket, right? So let's say we have oh, got to get rid of this. So let's say we have actually our mg here, src, we have our mg here, right? And if let's say our property binding, the name right here is an image, right? So let's say we have gotten justice profile pic dot png, right? Let's say we have gotten justice dot profile pic dot png. Okay, so let's suppose this is an image right here, right? Okay, so what we can do is to bind it into what, this property right here, to the src folder, the src source of this, right? And one way we can use it is to use the square bracket, open square bracket, and what, closing square bracket. So you can pen, then you go with the name, right? Don't forget to close this, then boom. But because then run this in the browser, you can see, because I actually don't have any image called profile.justice, so that's what this is looking like. But if you go over it and inspect this, you can see that the src folder, the source of what for the file was justice profile dot png, which is actually the exact thing which is here, right? Okay, so you have seen we have used src here, the square bracket here. One way we can also use the square bracket is to bind it to it with the string interpolation, right? You can also bind it with string interpolation. This will also work as well. And if you refresh, boom, you see you have gotten it. Inspect it and let's see the source of it. Oh, you see everything is working perfect. All right, so that's property binding for you. It's nothing, just know how to use string interpolation. Either you prefer to use string interpolation or the double square bracket, but mostly Angular developers actually prefer to use the string interpolation. Okay, so get used to it, get used to the string interpolation, and actually whatever you like. You can also go with the double square bracket. So that's property binding for you. See you in the next video. Have a very wonderful day.